Well, hello and welcome to Qlik Spotlight at Qonnections in Dallas. And I have the very great pleasure of having in front of me Charney Hoffmann. Welcome, Charney, and welcome for the second time because you've actually come back to Qlik now with the Crunch Data acquisition, haven't you? So what was your role before then, before you left and started up CrunchBot?
My first time at Qlik, I was in pre-sales out of the San Mateo and then the Burlingame office.
Yeah.
And I worked with the enterprise sales team.
Nice. So how long was that then? How long were you at Qlik? Because I remember you from then.
I joined 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
April 2009.
Okay.
And I've come back a full 10 years later.
Is it a 10?
Yeah.
That's a thing, isn't it?
I think I just hit my 10-year mark.
Yeah. So you were in pre-sales before. Now, but as part of the Crunch Data acquisition, you've joined Qlik again. And what's your role now then? What are you doing now?
Currently, I'm the Director of Consulting Offerings and Enablement. So I work within the consulting group to take different consulting offerings that we have and taking them to market. And on the enablement side, that has to do with making sure that salespeople understand what we're doing, what the offering is.
And that's very important, isn't it? It's very important because you can sell something. Of course you can. You can missell something. So to get that education in there, it's a very important role, isn't it?
It is. And I think my background in pre-sales at Qlik well positions me to work with the sales team and help them understand how to sell what we do. Right now, we're mostly focused on the Qlik Insight Bot, and I've been working on enablement in that capacity. Yeah,
because I mean in pre-sales, and I was in pre-sales as well, and that's when I first knew you. You are an educator, aren't you? Because you're sat by the side. I mean, when I joined Qlik, and I don't know if it was the same model that you had when you were here, you had one salesperson and one pre-sales person, and they'd go around together. And sell the product, and your role there was on the technical side, but also it's quite interesting because you're also trying to do the technical sale, aren't you? But trying to do that technical sale without sounding too techy, if you understand what I mean. You need to be able to explain stuff in layman's terms, and it's a very good way to learn actually product, and also to learn how to get these salespeople to do it right.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so enablement, and which is. It's a very important part. But so since you've joined then, or you come back again with the Qlik Insight Bot, how has that been received since the acquisition? You know, what are people saying about it out there?
It's been great. So we joined Qlik just before the sales kickoff in Barcelona. That was actually my very first week at Qlik, and I think I did 7 or 8 demos. I was back in my pre-sales role at the SKO. And the week after Qonnections, I think I did 20 demos of the Qlik Insight Bot.
Really? Yeah.
And of course, back then it was the Crunch Bot. And there was so much excitement about the Qlik Insight Bot. It made coming back to Qlik really wonderful.
Yeah, I can imagine. And everyone wants a piece of you as well, don't they? Because they want to sell that. So, and the Qlik Insight Bot, you know, I've seen it, and it sits in very nicely with the product, a very good fit with the product. There's another question actually, it's not on here, but did you notice when you came back any changes within Qlik as a company? Was it completely different, or did you actually, find it quite easy?
I think there are some things that changed, but Qlik felt like the same company to me. Qlik felt like home.
Like putting on an old pair of shoes.
Or a new pair of shoes that I didn't get to wear quite enough.
Oh, right.
Okay. I really loved Qlik back then. I think it was a little bit more chaotic back then. It was a lot of fun, a lot of excitement working for Qlik. And I think things are a little bit more organized and structured now. But the same excitement for the technology it's still here. And there's still a lot of Qlik fans, and it's just fun to be back.
And that made the pre-sales role for me anyway when I was doing it very easy because people loved it, didn't they? And it just worked, and it's fantastic. And that's still going on now. You know, back in the QlikView days, and then now with Qlik Sense, there's still that ethos there as far as making it easy to work with, which is fantastic. So the bot itself, we've changed the name. That's only recently, isn't it, that we've gone to the Qlik Insight Bot. But what's the roadmap? Well, okay, first of all, where are we now? And what's the roadmap for the bot? What's happening to it?
Yeah, good question, because we actually pushed the pause button a bit on the go-to-market activities because we felt it was important to rebrand the CrunchBot as Qlik Insight Bot. We've been done with that for several months now. There was one other challenge that we had which was support of multi-node configurations in Qlik
yes,
Sense.
I remember reading about that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a really big change. It's probably the second major reason why we paused for a little bit on go-to-market. We wanted very much to fix that.
Yeah,
we're actually announcing very soon that we are very soon to announce an open GA.
Oh, okay.
And so the Qlik Insight Bot is ready for sale for everyone. I'm not making that announcement right now.
No,
but
things could change. This is a roadmap thing. So we know that things can change, and there's no guarantee that that's the case. That's fine. Yeah, I think
it will be happening very soon.
Yeah.
It will probably happen before this comes out. So.
Excellent. So this is breaking news from Qlik Spotlight. Breaking news. So we've got that the multi-node implementation, but you're saying the general feeling, and are people knocking at the door to say, look, we want this now?
They are. Yeah. People. It was partners. Partners did not want to wait for access to the new release. We had the partners wait anyway, and I think the product is better because of that. But we've already been rolling out the Qlik Insight Bot for partners, for customers. A lot of companies got on board under the early access program that we are, like I said, we're just about finishing now.
Okay. So because that's a very good point actually. Is that people, yes, they do want it soon, but to release early, it's more problematic than what happened. It's better to release when the product's ready and works. So I think that's So, what's the plans of Qonnections? What have you got lined up for Qonnections then? You've got some...
So for Qonnections, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of the salespeople that have reached out about the Insight Bot, and a lot of the customers also. We've worked with a lot of customers remotely, and it's always nice to meet people
of course,
face to face. I'm also doing a breakout session on the Qlik Insight Bot, and that'll be fun.
What would that involve? Does that involve actually installing it and implementing it, or more of an informational thing?
We do have that track. There is a workshop where people will be working with the Qlik Insight Bot and configuring it. There's some things that are required as far as getting an application ready for the Insight Bot. They're fairly straightforward. It's mostly about best practices in configuring the application. But we'll be walking people through that.
Yeah, excellent. That's really exciting, actually. I mean, what with Crunchbot or Qlik Insight Bot, and also Attunity as well coming along. I mean, that's Qlik's largest acquisition ever in the time, and I've seen a few. So there's a big buzz around Qonnections and around that, and I've seen the Attunity booth out there, and I'm going to be interviewing Dan Potter, who is, I must get this right, he is the product manager, and then also Itmar, the CMO. So I've got those lined up. So that should be interesting. I'm really looking forward to that. So okay, so we've gone through this. Everyone now knows you well as far as your role and what you're doing and all that. But I want to learn a little bit more about you, okay, and what you are. So how do you relax? Well, end of the day, when you've had a busy day on your bot and you want to get back and sort of kick your shoes off, what do you do?
Yeah, I love to read. I read a lot of history books, and I do like science fiction books also.
Yeah,
so
I love
science
fiction books. Yes. When you say history, what is it? Any particular type, or could it be anything?
I'm a World War II history buff.
Oh, fantastic! Me too.
As well as World War I.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
I find both of those wars pretty fascinating.
Excellent. Yeah, and it's funny, isn't it? Because you say that, I find a war fascinating, and it doesn't sound right, but it is fascinating, and there is loads. I mean, we're going slightly off piste here, so I read about Ypres and Passchendaele and all that thing. It's a lesson learned. So,
for sure.
Okay, so do you cook? And if you do, what's your signature dish?
I used to be a really good cook, or at least I thought, and lately my kids tell me that nothing I make is as good as it used to be. So I used to make eggs. They loved the eggs, and now they don't. And I used to make steak really great, and now
they don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think it's Chef Ramsay.
I don't think it's you that's changing. It's probably their tastes that are changing.
I think it is, and he's got people, critiquing everything.
Yes,
so I do like to cook some. I'm not a great cook, but
okay.
I do.
So I'll have to try one of your steaks one day. Then I'll let the kids know whether they're good or not. So what's on your iPod? What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to all kinds. My favorite band, I've got to say, my favorite band of all time is Muse.
Oh yes.
They're an English band. I love the themes. I love the, the lyrics are about.
I've seen them play actually. I've seen
Muse
play. Yeah.
One of the greatest concerts I've been to, and
fantastic.
I like to watch. I see them a couple of times every time they tour.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, great. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Muse. So that's on your iPod. I mean, I presume it's just not Muse. Or not
No,
just Muse. There must be other stuff
actually, I've got music, everything from classical to rock, and I do listen to some rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's so quite a variety of music.
Yeah.
But again, my favorite is Muse. They actually replaced Pink Floyd as my favorite band.
That's a
favorite band
thing
for
to
20
do,
years.
Yeah. Okay, so 2019, I mean, we're nearly halfway through, aren't we? So we're well on through to 2019, the second half of 2019. But what plans do you have, both Qlik and personal, for the rest of 2019?
I've got a vacation coming up again. Yeah, planning to head to Maui.
Maui? Is that Hawaii? Is that Hawaii?
That's in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
Yeah.
But as far as Qlik, I think the focus this year really is on Insight Bot and making sure that we can sell that and that the sales teams and pre-sales teams are enabled. I mentioned before that's been going very well, and second half of the year we expect to see a lot of success.
Excellent. Well, good luck, Charney. It's great to have you on board, and it is very exciting with the bot and generally what's going on with Qlik. So I hope you enjoy rest of your Qonnections, and thank you for being on Qlik Spotlight.
Thank you.